Now let's see that once again. Our next technique is Uchimata Gaeshi, and it's the same throwing action we just used in Harai Goshi Gaeshi, except this time it's against Uchimata. He comes in for Uchimata. Once again, I break off to his left side. Pick him up with an arch of the back and lifting of the hips. It's important to bend the knees to try to catch him below his center of gravity, and use the foot to further trap his driver leg and bring him down to the mat. So, as he attacks, and again. And again. For our next technique, Kani Basami, we take a Kenka Yotsu, or open stance grip. This can be done with either a lapel grip or a sleeve grip. It's best practiced from the lapel grip. For this technique, we can fake a forward hip throw, preferably something like Oguruma, actually a leg technique. And what we'll do is the left foot is going to slide behind him and scissors his legs, which is why this technique is called scissors throw. So come in with the fake, get him to bridge to stop the forward throw, and throw him backwards. This is the technique. And again, it can also be used as a lead-off technique. You don't need to set it up. You can just come in, sidestepping, bringing your technique into action. So here. So here. Notice how I'm posting with the hand, and the hand now does the work of a driver leg. It's important too that you bring this leg high and the leg that goes behind his heels as low as possible to avoid injuring the knee. If you capture your legs across here or across here, you can do a lot of damage. This used to be a tournament legal throw, but a couple of years ago it was made illegal because of so many injuries to the knee. So practice very carefully with this technique. Again. Let's see this technique one more time from the other side. Okay, right from here, you're in a weak position. What you'd want to do in a situation is get yourself right in a hold down as quickly as possible. Don't leave your leg draped across the top of his body unless you're ready to set him up with an armbar or choking technique or some other way to keep him under control. Moving on to our next technique, Kawazugake. Kawazugake leg entanglement is an illegal technique in judo, and yet it is part of the Kodokan techniques. And it's leg entanglements such as this. It's all right to do leg entanglements when you're facing your opponent. You can come around here and do that for a throw. But it's against the rules of sport judo to entangle and fall with the opponent. The reason for that is the same reason that Kani Basami is now outlawed. Too many injuries to the legs. So you can be here, come in, throwing his entangled leg forward and lunging backwards. Osoto Makikomi, or major outside wraparound, is our next technique. And it differs from Soto Makikomi, which was covered in a previous tape. In Soto Makikomi, you step across, left hip touches, and then I drop to the right knee, and around. In Osoto Makikomi, I make an Osoto reap along the side of the leg and slide it out along the mat. So the direction of the throw is quite different. I'm here, and I slide out here, throwing him this way rather than this way. Here's the technique. And again, grab the wrist. If you grab up at the elbow, the problem is you're going to be getting in too tight to be effective with this. You have to start that wrap-around motion. Whenever you do a makikomi technique, just think turning through the whole throw, all the way into the ground. So it's here. Okay, the leg will keep extending and sliding right down to the mat. Our next technique is Uchimata Makikomi. Inner thigh throw here. But what we do is we let the hand come right over the head into a Makikomi wraparound. Throwing the arm over adds power to the technique. So, in, wrap around. Our next throw is Harai Makikomi, which is a wraparound throw from Harai Goshi. You recall Harai Goshi coming outside the leg here, hip has to make contact, and we sweep with the leg. Now this time what we're going to do is, again, allow the arm to come through and wrap around to add power to the technique. So let's... And once again. And once again. Notice how I set my base. As soon as I hit the ground, I set my base for my hold down. Let's see that one more time. And that concludes the techniques from Shimeisho Nawaza, or newly certified techniques. Now there's one additional throw that I would like my students to learn for Shodan, and that is Teguruma, or hand wheel. It's an excellent competitive move that has not yet been recognized by the Kodokan, but it's used by competitors throughout the world. The first method to execute Teguruma is to cross grip up at the collarbone and then lunging to the side, grabbing through the crotch and lifting onto the mat. Once again, reach across. You can feed in the gi using a hand-over-hand method to get your cross grip. Once you're up here on the collarbone and you can feel it on your knuckles, then you reach down as you lunge in, picking the mat up and turning him down. Down. The reason we like to cross grip with this Teguruma is that it prevents him from turning out of the throw to avoid the throw. If I grip the same side lapel and come in with the very same attack, he'll be able to rotate his shoulders to foil my attempt. Notice how he also blocked the throw with his leg. I can't lift him once his leg is in between mine. So what we want to do is get this cross grip, make sure this leg stays out of the way. Good body motion to the side, scooping. Down he goes. Once again, lunging in, sidestepping. And over he goes. And the final time at normal speed from here. Note the arms right there for an arm lock, or I could sink into a hold down. Our next variation of Teguruma is hand wheel with a grip from the rear, and as we'll see, it's a fantastic competitive move. This is one of the strongest counters I have ever seen for a throw to the front where he turns his back to me. Okay, and the way I do this is as he comes in, say with Ippon Seanagi, I sink my hips and put my hand through from the back into the crotch, hold him tight to my chest, lift him up, and wheel him to the ground. All right. It's important too that you sink low before he makes his body contact. Once he makes his body contact for his forward throw, you can't sink. It's too late. You'll be lifted into the throw. All right, so sink as you see him coming in. Take the grip, hold him tight, lifting with the legs, not with the back. Spin him around so that he lands on his back. Now let's see that at normal speed. Come in for a hard attack. The higher you can lift him with this technique, the more effective it will be. So it's important to let your legs do the lifting and not your back. If you have trouble lifting the opponent, if he puts his leg in between your legs to stop the lift, come in, and he puts the leg in, tries to hook to stop the lift, a nice maneuver to take from this grip is a Tanya Toshi, or valley drop. So come in again. You see here, I can't lift him because he's blocked with his foot. Now I take Tanya Toshi and bring him down to the mat. Now we're going to continue with some throws which are not in the Gokyo no Waza or the Shimesho no Waza, but yet are used commonly every day on the competition mats of the world. One of the reasons these throws are not included is that the Kodokan regards these as offshoots of recognized throws. The first throw we'll do is Osoto Gake, which is an offshoot of Osoto Gari. Now Osoto Gari, as you recall from the first tape, is a sweeper technique where you sidestep, catching him on his heel, and sweep the leg up. However, Osoto Gake is a driver technique where you